what's going on? It's your boy Brendan Bird. Man, just really want to just jump up on here. I know everybody talking. Shout out to everybody on the YouTube. You know, talking about the reported on the suicide of that bomber, the terrorist, Anthony Condit, something like that. I see the media is really sugarcoated this guy. I'm saying he's a sweet kid. He was homeschooled. Yada yada yada. Do it actually own property with his own man. And they were just talking. You know, neighbors were talking how a sweet guy. He didn't seem like that at all. And the law enforcement. They said, well, he blew himself up. I'm like, yeah. I kind of knew he was gonna blow himself up and shit like that. He wasn't gonna get taken in. There's no reason for him to be taken in. So he already planned that. He killed himself, not the law enforcement, but he killed himself. But the thing about it to me, he already accomplished his goal. He accomplished his primary goal. He went out and harmed and killed black people without no consequences. And he did just that. He killed black people with pretty much with impunity. You know what I'm saying? And that's even when he was doing beyond the other bomb and the other attacks throughout the city. His prime focus was already met. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you think about when the first bomb happened, nobody, no law enforcement, no police, nobody didn't really go after this guy. They were kind of just like almost like a swept under the rug. So I tell a lot of black people, man, you need to be cautious about the police as well. The police knew exactly who it was because after he started, going after probably other white people and maybe other groups of people, that they had to move a little bit quicker. As you see, they caught up to the guy. You know what I'm saying? So this to me was almost like a force of hand to go after this guy, this terrorist. He wasn't no sweet kid. I mean, if he was a sweet kid, he would just be a normal kid, a normal adult. If he had some hard times, I mean, everybody got hard times. I have hard times. Sometimes, believe me, man, I hate the world and all that, but I don't go and try to blow up everything. Now, sometimes I may think that. I think anybody might think that. I mean, it's kind of natural thinking if the world's pretty much, it just sucks to you. And, you might have a hate the world feelings right at that moment. So, yeah, his hate the world became a certain group of people that he started hating. You know what I'm saying? So to my mind and my thinking is, when he was being homeschooled, what else was he being taught? He was somewhat antisocial a little bit. He was homeschooled. He's coming out from the suburbs. I think that area of Puget, that's off of 35. So that's kind of like up north, but it's kind of near the Austin limit. But I know it's up north. It's like a suburbs. It's actually another county. It's not even Travis County. But it's off of 35. And my take was, this was a group effort. This wasn't just him. This was a group effort. I know they said they took custody of like two other people. They're cooperating, and the thing about it, the two people that they cooperated probably actually helped. They knew probably about the bombing. They knew about his location and etc. They didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, in my account, he did get help. He did have accomplice. You know what I'm saying? Now, Now he wasn't in the military. And that's probably my my incorrect correction of thinking. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't military, but I know in that area it's a lot of military, history around that area. So, he probably learned maybe by speaking to some veterans or so, and he probably learned how to construct a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Um, he wasn't mentally, because like I said, mentally don't excuse intelligence. He was very intelligent, very calculated what he was doing. He was very forward thinking what he was doing. So, shout out everybody who was, covered the story. I kind of know about the story as well. The police really dragged their foot on it, so that made me not want to trust him even more. They didn't kill him. He blew himself up in pretty much a suicide. So he made sure that they wasn't going to capture him alive. And the thing about it is, he's not even, he's in white media, dominant society, he's really talked about more of a troubled kid, a good kid. He's 23 fucking years old. He's an adult. He's not a kid. Same way with the Cruz guy. You got the American media telling people he's not a terrorist. Oh, he's a good kid with a troubled past. I'm like, what troubled past? He bought some property. You know what I'm saying? He actually owns some real estate. His real estate was worth around $70,000, but goddamn, shit. I mean, I'm 23 years old. I never had no fucking real estate or type of equity in $70,000, $80,000 just like that, just laying around. So, they can miss me with that. They can really miss me with that. His primary goal was already accomplished. Already accomplished. You know what I'm saying? He killed black people with impunity. You know what I'm saying? Could have killed with probably. You know what? I bet you some white supremacists probably thought about it. You know what? I think he fucked up when he started doing he started attacking other groups and stuff, trying to make diversions. If some group might think, I think he didn't really, no one really didn't pay attention when he was going after black people. The police didn't really care almost. He was going after black people. So the next person or next group that's trying, they might go solely for black people because they feel there's no consequences, there's no punishment into that. I know there's a case, a black person just died in his own yard, his own property, by the police. You know what I'm saying? So the police is definitely showing their ass to me already. And I know millions and millions of other people like me and seeing it what it is. They're calling it out. I'm calling it out too. You know what I'm saying? Police only act because he started to harm other non-black people, mainly white people. But like I said, if he kept focused with black, this will still be like a kick in the can investigation already. But yeah, I'm glad the little fuck is dead though, so that's good. Like I said, man, I really want to jump in. Actually, I could jump into this. Sorry for so long. I really want to jump into this fun fact of history. It's going to be a fun fact. It's about Empress Josephine. She was the first wife of Napoleon. I actually put it on my Instagram page. Follow me on Big Bird. I put it on my page, man, because she was a big fucking eyesore during all this Haiti revolution. The reason why I say that is because she's a mulatto. She's Creole. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of white people might get on this fucking channel and debate me about, oh, she's not black. Creole don't mean black. You miss me with that shit, man. Creole is not just it's a multi-European word for mixtures of races, like multi-racial. That's what Creole is. You know what I'm saying? So it's identified with pretty much of race mixing. The only time Creole was ever used that was towards basically just a white group of people was the colonists in America during the 13 colonies. That word no longer applied. No longer. That's an old definition to Creole. She grew up in the Lesser Antilles in the Caribbean, West Indies. You know what I'm saying? Her family come from Creole background. Now there is stories. Creole families own slaves as well. You know what I'm saying? It happened in Louisiana, and it even happened in certain parts of North Carolina and certain areas in South America and Caribbean and so far. There was a lot of Creole families that actually participated in white society. You know what I'm saying? Her family was one of them. She was Creole. She had a Creole background. She was real beautiful, real exotic. I mean, she had kids from her first marriage. He was like a general, but I think he betrayed the French government. He was guillotined. So then she moved up to Napoleon at the time. That's when Napoleon made, but they didn't have no kids and so forth. So he ended up divorcing her like around 1810. You know what I'm saying? That was probably at the time. She passed away like 4 years after. So definitely probably broke her heart. But hey, man, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I really want to jump into this was when they had the agreement. There was an agreement with the British that they was going to abolish slavery, or at least abolish the slave trade. When Napoleon first signed it, then he went against the agreement and said, I can't free no Africans because they're uncivilized. And why should I give savages and beasts the rights of men like us, like basically white people? And basically it was a memoir that she wrote that she basically convinced them actually to reinstate slavery and almost like of a slave trade back into the Caribbeans. And she also was telling, also gave them the leeway and support to try to crush the Haitian Revolution as well. So she was a main architect. Well, she wasn't the main, but she was one of the pillars of architects into that reason of reinstatement of slavery. Because actually, during the agreement, and I think it was like around in 1800s, something like that, they were actually trying to phase out the slave trade, and they were trying to phase out slavery, at least to the Caribbean. But Napoleon said he wasn't having that. In his memoir, he said he basically talked to his wife, and his wife told him, why would you give freedom to the slaves? Because her family owns slaves. So why plus if you do this, the French would turn the whole entire West Indies into his favors. So it was like a political thing she was doing. She was trying to win a whole lot of clout back in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm kind of just surprised that history kind of like overlooked that. over at least, yeah, over a little term. Tariq ain't really talked about it. A lot of people really didn't talk about this. She was Creole. She had black in her. She had black ancestry to her, and she co-signed the reinstatement of slavery and the slave trade. She said because her family was still making money off the sugar plantations out there in the Caribbean. So, and great value. I mean, it was a lot of money. The Haiti and a lot of the Caribbean islands made money for France. It was a lot of money. So, to her. I mean, she was a supporter to reinstate and go full throttle into the slave movement and the slave trade and slavery industry. So it was a real shock. I mean, I'm looking at her. At first I thought she was white, but then I looked at her like, nah, she don't look completely white. There's some things in her. She looked kind of mixed. You know what I'm saying? She got something else in her, and that's when I saw the word Creole. And I told a lot of people, when you normally have when someone say Creole, and it's pertaining to a certain person or a certain group in a certain region that's known to really have a bountiful of Creole people. That's when you know, okay, you kind of understand the gig. You know what I'm saying? History, when I know of history and I know of researching, when history knows that you're white, they say you're white. If they know that you're black, they say you're black. If they know what you are, they say it loud and clear. But when they get to some people, this has only happened with biracial people or multi-ethnic, or I ain't gonna say multi-ethnic. I'll say multiracial. Multi-ethnic is not really a concern a lot about history. They'll just point your primary ethnic group, and then they'll side what they'll skate the rest, but they'll give you your primary. But multiracial is always a confusing state because they really don't know what to label you just yet. You know what I'm saying? The word Creole helps a lot of people, especially historians, to identify you with. Like they can't say you really. They're not sure to say you're black or you're indigenous or you're all the way European. They'll just say, oh, you know what? Let's just put them as Creole. You know what I'm saying? And the word Creole is not just. I mean, what everybody knows in Spanish. Creole is like it's like 5-6 different languages of Creole. Still meant the same thing. There's Creole everywhere. There's Creole Alaskans. They got Native American. They got some Russians, and some of them also got other indigenous Americans, white settlers, American Canadians, and some Russian. And it's Creole with a K. The Cajuns. I mean, the Cajuns was considered Creole because some of them come from actually Native and European descent, presumably France. But a lot of them was English, British, and Native American descent as well. That's why, like I said, that's why the Cajuns are so a little bit different than most white people. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually come from a biracial origin. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of considered Creole. Creole basically is a multiracial culture, traditions, customs, definitely and racial mixing. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically if you consist of, it don't matter. But I think the pure line of Creole, where a lot of these people identify as Creole, is you can be mixed, but you gotta have a little bit of African ancestry, or you gotta have a little bit of African ancestry or a little bit of Native ancestry. I mean, that's when you consider a Creole. But But yeah, I really don't want to go too far into that. I mean, like I said, I'll probably drop the Creole maybe later on. Not on the video, but probably on Instagram. I'll drop a post about that, explaining it. But it's a global population. It's not really just set in Louisiana, the Caribbean. It's set all over. There's Creole people in Africa. There's Creole people in South Asia. There's Creole people in even in through the South Pacific. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of Creole populations around the world. Just to let that know, it's not just Louisiana; it's all over. But yeah, man, this Empress Josephine, man, she was a real coon, man, a real bad witch. I mean, I can't. I mean, from her upbringing, I mean, I can't say she didn't really know better. I think her family that was Creole knew fucking better. But you know what I'm saying? If you're raised, you gonna feel it's completely normal. Just like this fucking terrorist. He was raised in an anti-black ideology. Now, you can miss me with that shit if you want to come at me. I think that was the ideology. That was the philosophy there. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have the content to go after black people. And he did. So there's something behind that. But like I said, man, I rest my case. I'm definitely, like I said, I'll put the link about the cause of the terrorist attack of the terrorists or the suicide of the terrorists, and I'll chop it up with you guys later on. All right, one.